I have mastered the art of how to make a perfectly cooked hard-boiled egg that is also crazy easy to peel. Now, this is a no-fail method. I promise it will not let you down. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm also sharing 10 easy, healthy, protein-rich meal and snack ideas using hard-boiled eggs. So these are all great options for anybody who is on a health, wellness, fitness, and or weight loss journey. Now, there are 3 key steps to keep in mind when you want to make perfectly cooked hard-boiled eggs. Step number 1, you want to remove your eggs from the refrigerator a solid 15 to 20 minutes beforehand, all right? You want to let those eggs come to room temperature because if the eggs are super cold, when you add them to the hot water, they will often crack. So taking them out beforehand is going to avoid that. Step number 2 is to bring a small pot of water up to a rolling boil before you add the eggs to the pot. Now you're going to see that a lot of people will add their eggs to the cold water and bring it up to a boil in the pot. I used to do this myself, but it's not the best way to cook a hard-boiled egg because when you add them after the water is boiling, you really get to control the rate at which the eggs cook, which always results in perfectly cooked hard-boiled eggs. Step number 3, you want to prepare an ice water bath. This is just a bowl of water with a lot of ice in it, and as soon as your eggs are done cooking, you're going to remove them from the hot water and immediately immerse them into this ice water bath. What that does is that it halts the cooking process, number 1, plus that cold temperature, it causes the eggs to contract. So I like to think of it as like a little shiver. The eggs kind of pull in, which makes them super easy to peel. So you don't want to skip this step. I'm telling you, this is a no-fail method. It works every single time. So let me just show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to add enough water to a small pot. I'm using a stainless steel pot here so that the water comes about 1 inch higher than the eggs once the eggs are added to the pot, okay? I'll bring that water up to a rolling boil, and then I'm going to gently place the eggs, which have been sitting out for about 20 minutes now, into the pot. Now I like to use a big wooden spoon and then I just carefully drop the egg in. I lower it and I use the side of the pot so the egg just eases into the water, okay? Now you can add as many eggs to the pot that will comfortably fit in your pot. You just want to make sure that they're in a single layer. And then once they're all in, the timer begins. Now keep in mind, you can use this method to make any type of boiled egg. You can do a soft boiled egg, a jammy egg, or a more traditional hard boiled egg like I'm doing here today. The only thing that is going to change is how long you cook them for. I'm setting my timer for 14 minutes. This is going to create a classic hard-boiled egg where the whites are fully cooked and the yolk is also cooked all the way through. But take a look at this photo because if you are a visual learner like myself, this is going to show you what the egg looks like at different time intervals so you can decide what the perfect boiled egg looks like for you. So the first one on the left over here, this is a soft boiled egg and that cooked for 6 minutes. Next, an 8-minute timer. I took them out and you can see that it's a little bit jammy in the center and the whites are still a bit on the softer side too. Next up, after 10 minutes, the whites are fully set, but the yolk is still a little bit jammy while more cooked through. And then we've got 12 minutes, which is technically a hard-boiled egg. The white is fully cooked, as are the yolks, although they're still a little bit darker in the center. And then a classic hard-boiled egg cooks for 14 minutes. That's what we're doing here today. That's when your white is going to be fully set. Your yolk is going to be a nice pale yellow and cooked all the way through. And this is the type of egg that's really great for classic recipes like an egg salad or a deviled egg. So however you like your hard-boiled egg, you're just going to use that time interval. And then once the timer is up, again, I set my timer for 14 minutes because I'm going for classic hard-boiled eggs. You're just going to scoop the eggs out of the pot and then place them right into the ice bath. Now, just as a side note, I have heard a lot of people say that the older your eggs are, the easier they are to peel, but I'm just saying for myself, I haven't noticed this to be true. I just find that when I use this exact method that I'm sharing with you today, the eggs are always easy to peel and they're always perfectly hard-boiled. So you want to leave your eggs in the egg bath for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Really let them cool down. And then I just remove them, I pat them dry, gently crack them on the counter, and you will see that the peels come off so easily. I am telling you, it is so satisfying. Your eggs will never stick to your peels again. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, if you're making them ahead of time when you're doing your meal prep like I like to do, you can store them right in their shells. I just transfer them into a bowl. I usually leave a paper towel just at the bottom, and I like to keep them in the fridge this way so I can see them and they're easy and quick to grab and go. They will last in the fridge just like this for up to 7 days. If you prefer to peel them ahead of time, you can absolutely do that as well, in which case you just want to transfer them into an airtight container and they'll last in your fridge for up to 3 to 4 days like this. Having hard-boiled eggs prepped and ready to grab and go in your fridge like this can really make it so simple to whip up easy, protein-rich meals and snacks throughout the week. So as promised, let me show you some of my favorites. Number one, you cannot overlook the simplicity and the pure enjoyment of a hard-boiled egg just the way it is. Top it with a little sea salt, a little black pepper, and it is delightful. You could have 3 or 4 of these if you needed a quick meal idea. Have it with some fruit or some toast. And I personally love this sea salt right here. This is my go-to everyday sea salt. It is my favorite. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. But also keep in mind that buying fun, flavorful sea salts is a really easy way to add fun and flavor to simple meal ideas like this. So for instance, this is a spicy sea salt that we bought in Portsmouth over the summer. It is so good. My son actually picked that one out. And then over here, I'm a huge fan of truffle sea salt. I mean, it literally just bumps up the flavor profile of anything you put it on. Number 2, have you ever tried swapping out your sweet morning oats for savory morning oats? It is so delicious, and then using hard-boiled eggs to top them off really is a fantastic way to have a really satisfying protein-rich breakfast that also works for lunch or dinner. Idea number 3, and this one's really fun. You can pop out the yolks and then fill the center with some hummus, or you could fill the center with some guacamole. It's a great way to change it up. It makes a really fun snack. You could even use this as like an appetizer idea if you were going to a party. And if you're not sure what to do with the yolks, you could just save them for later. You could add them to a salad, spread them on toast, or if you've got a pup, I know our dog is a huge fan of enjoying the yolks. Charlie loves an egg yolk. Hard-boiled egg number 4, whip up some egg salad. So simple and such a classic. Egg salad will never let you down. All you have to do is chop up some eggs, and then you're going to combine that with finely diced onion, celery. You can do a little dill, Greek yogurt, and or mayo, and then season that with a little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. And then you can enjoy that as is. You can put it on crackers, Sammy's, lettuce wraps, so many options. And this is a fantastic high protein, healthy fat option that really can help when you're trying to stay satiated and satisfied after a meal. Idea number 5, and this is coming off the heels of number 4. Have you ever tried making egg salad but swapping the mayo or the Greek yogurt for some mashed avocado? It's a really fun way to totally change the flavor profile, but still have a really easy meal idea. And sometimes what I'll do here is add a little bit of fresh lime juice and some jalapeno to give it a little bit of like a Mexican kick. Idea number 6. I am a big fan of using hard-boiled eggs to add a little bit of protein and a little bit more balance to carbohydrate-rich meals. So for instance, I love chopping up hard-boiled eggs and adding them to a classic potato salad. This is one of my favorite go-to recipes, especially when we're doing like barbecues and picnics. And if I didn't mention it before, I will definitely be linking all of these recipes for you down in the description box below. Another great example of using hard-boiled eggs to add more protein and balance to a more carb-heavy meal is to add it to your favorite pasta salad or macaroni salad. This one is a classic in our house, and I make it all year round. Idea number 8, and you can use this one for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, is to make a hard-boiled egg, avocado, and tomato salad. It is so simple, but it's so delicious and so satisfying. So much so that I actually included this very basic recipe in the Clean and Delicious cookbook. Because as much as I love more involved recipes, I do find on a day-to-day basis, when we're trying to build healthy eating habits, we all need this type of simplicity in the mix. Idea number 9 is a classic deviled egg. And I love to make a deviled egg with some Greek yogurt. They're so simple. I mean, really all you need to do is pop the yolks out of your hard-boiled eggs, pop them into a bowl, and then add a little bit of Greek yogurt or mayo, a touch of Dijon mustard, do a little bit of fresh herbs, some salt and pepper, and then you're just gonna mash that all together and scoop it back into your eggs. Now, some people get very fancy with their deviled eggs and they pipe this back into the center of the egg, which is beautiful. But if you're just looking for like day-to-day, easy, convenient, you could just do it the way I'm doing it here and just scoop it right into the egg. Top it with a little cayenne pepper or paprika, and this is a really delightful snack. Okay, now I could stay here and give you guys ideas for hard-boiled eggs all day long, but we're gonna keep it at 10. So my 10th idea is to toast up your favorite bread, top it with some cottage cheese, and then layer on some sliced hard-boiled egg and give it a sprinkle of everything bagel seasoning over the top. It is so simple and so delicious, and it's truly a 2-minute meal. Personally, for myself, I have found that having simple meal and snack ideas, just like I've shared here today, is key when you're trying to build healthier eating habits, and that's because they are delicious, they're easy, and they are super sustainable. So remember, all of the recipes I mentioned, I'm gonna link for you guys down in the description box below, and I will also link the Clean and Delicious cookbook if you want to check that out as well. So now I'm so curious, which of these snack ideas do you think you'll make first, and or what is your favorite way to use hard-boiled eggs in your own kitchen? Come on down to the comment section below and do share, and as always, I so appreciate you watching, and I'll see you back here next time with some more Clean and Deliciousness. Cheers!